Hello guys, and welcome to Ride VIP, the Righteous channel. My name is Serge. I'm making this video on a Saturday. I decided to go ahead and let you guys know that, hey, I'm working. I've took some time off. But what I do want to talk about in this video is recently some changes on a Lyft platform. Apparently they're saying we will get paid 70% from the actual amount that the passengers are paying. So we're gonna get 70% of it. So what do I think about that in my experience with it? Because I did work Friday almost the whole shift. I worked 11 hours, and I want to basically tell you kind of like my results, my experience and my thoughts on this 70% type of pay. First of all, I do think 70% is actually fair. Because we are using our own vehicle and 70% is fine. So when you have somebody that's giving you work, even like, let's say like your some kind of delivery business, and because they're providing you work, it's fair to say that they could have 30% of it, but you know, they need to bid accordingly. You know, I used to be an expedite type of business, and it was actually a little bit different back there, but it was about similar. They also wanted to take about 30%. Well, anyways, here's my experience so far as the income goes. I did not look at any transactions closely. I just basically looked at, let me just go online really quick for a little bit, and then I'll go offline. But I made $240 yesterday in a span of 10 hours. With that being said, 1 hour of that time I spent driving towards Charlotte, and I was on the actual app, so I didn't have anything for about an hour. So I made $240 on an actual app. Actually, I made $250. I just logged in this morning and I got a tip for $10 on the app, which is kind of cool. So $250 in the span of basically 10 hours. And I'll just look at it as a whole, just being online. Doesn't matter that I was driving or not. I already see that is a good average, because for 8 hours I would like to see at least 200. For an additional 2 hours, which would mean $25 an hour, it's nice to be able to see $50. So basically I see that exactly now with that tip coming through. So and that is including my downtime, me driving to Charlotte basically when I was on. Now what the app doesn't know, I made an additional $40 in tips, and that is because you know, this is maybe luck. Okay, this is maybe luck. I had some passengers that they had a really good day, and they just tipped me at 20. I'm like, well, that's really cool. Then another person tipped me $10, and then that was cash. And then somebody tipped me $5, somebody tipped me $7. So yeah, like that was pretty good. So yeah, like basically, I think in 10 hours to make technically $93. No, yeah, $293. That's not bad at all, you know. And right now it is 7:13 p.m. I just now left my home. I became online, but it's really pointless. I'm just gonna go ahead and go offline. I need to figure out a strategy for today, and I'll be doing that like right now. So normally I don't like to come available and drive to Charlotte, because I would like to work the whole entire 12 hours, especially if things are going great. I don't want the app kicking me out. This is why I don't go online, and there's usually nothing going on here anyways. So going online is just taking time away from me, because it's kind of like I'm driving but really not making anything. So instead, what I want to do right now is I'm going to drive about 30 minutes, I'm going to get some fuel, and then I might just go ahead and drive straight up to Charlotte, North Carolina, or maybe maybe just become available 30 minutes from uptown and drive there. It just all depends, really, I guess. The reason I want to go ahead and get to Charlotte is because I want to set a radius around Charlotte downtown, 5-mile radius, and be able to take everybody that's going to the bars, bar hopping or whatever. I want to be able to catch that crowd, and I don't care if they're short. Yesterday I've taken 27 people in the span of 10 hours, which is actually quite a bit, and it's because that's the strategy I used. If I go to Charlotte, also that area might be surging. It is the weekend, so I might have a better earnings opportunity. But if I become available technically 30 minutes from now, I'll be in South Carolina, and what's going to happen is I'm going to catch a lot of the local crowd. You know, they're going like whenever, and maybe it's not going to be like as lucrative, and I might just get stuck in South Carolina. That does happen from time to time, and eventually somebody from South Carolina will end up going to Charlotte, and then I'll end up in Charlotte, which does happen. I did that yesterday, and I end up in Charlotte. But that all takes time because you got to go here and then there. You bounce around, but you sort of make the best out of it. Like, what I mean is, you get paid for every single mile, pretty much. You're on the road. Or I could strategize and just straight up drive to Charlotte, get within 5 miles of Charlotte downtown, become available, and call that a day. So I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do, but that's probably what I'm going to do. Starting pretty late in the day. This morning I got home at 6 a.m. The reason I quit a little bit early is because I wanted to start earlier today, which did not happen. I figured I'm going to get enough sleep because I came home at 6, took a shower, got into bed, and I did not wake up till 6. So I slept like 12 hours. I was like knocked out. But the funny thing is, last night I only got 3 hours of sleep because I was so busy working. Oh man, I do want to tell you guys about that. So check it out. On the Thursday, I went out there and I basically took a couple people. I made some money, but then I had a personal client which I have locally, and this is more like not a client that I basically take inside of the car, but this is kind of like doing some shopping for that person. So I went out there and I was like driving in South Carolina. Then I get a text from my customer, which is locally, like I said. I know each time I do work for this customer, it's $60, like no matter what. Like I go to the grocery store, I get whatever they need, I get $60. And they live basically 3 minutes away from me, and the store is only like 7 miles away from their house. So I just go to the store and back. So I'm like, yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. So I drove all the way from Rock Hill. Well, actually, I went to the local Rock Hill store, just straight up went to their house. I just got to drive to Walmart, And guess what? I made my money, which is good, but then I'm leaving the neighborhood and my tire goes flat. And I thought I got a hole in my tire or something. Turns out my left rear tire has worn down so bad, I didn't even notice this because I only had those tires maximum 15,000 miles, maximum. And they, this is the tires I got for $50 on Walmart, like $50 a tire. It wore down so bad that it popped a hole in that weak spot because the tire, if you imagine the left tire, it's driving at an angle. But I'm basically showing it to you guys, like exaggerating. You can't tell it's like that. You could kind of tell the tires like slightly shifted on both sides, left and right. They're identical, and that's the way these Chrysler 300 sits. Like, I was told you can't really do alignment on these things, but basically because of that, it's driving basically more on the edge than the center of the tire, causing it to wear out so much quicker. So that sucked, but I was happy because that kind of saved me, because I went home pretty much just to care the customer, and the tire started going flat, and I shine my light on it, and I could tell it's just, that's it. That tire is just bad. Like it's down to the wire, and the hole happened to be right there. That's where it was leaking. So I ended up just driving home and made it home, and the tire then went completely flat. So the next day I had to put a spare and go to Walmart, and this is why I lost a lot of time. This is why I only had 3 hours of sleep, because I wanted to go out there on Friday and still be able to work. So I was only dealing with 3 hours of sleep, because it's a lot, you know, you having to do that. And then when I came back with the tires, I then did some service on this Chrysler 300. So recently, the left front side, I replaced my control arms and you know, the bolt joint, the bearing, and I basically did a lot of work on the front end. And I replaced the tie rod as well. And when I replaced the tie rod, even though I measured everything and things like that, my steering wheel started to be sideways like this. So I needed to make sure that I adjust the tie rod so that my steering wheel is now straight. And that's essentially me doing alignment by myself, because that's what I do. I just do alignment by myself. When you replace tie rods, you got to do alignment. But anyways, I did the adjusting. It wasn't hard. I adjusted it. And then basically I ordered me some more parts. So what I ended up doing, I ordered upper control arms for this Chrysler 300, but I ordered it for the Dodge Charger because it's the same. I ordered adjustable control arms for, you know, to be able to actually adjust the rear tires. So like adjust the camber. So now they're gonna sit like this. I could make them sit like that, like this, or like that, obviously, because they're adjustable. Because apparently what happens is, when they install the control arms and stuff in the back, they're technically non-adjustable. You can adjust them somewhat, but technically from factory, once they adjust it, I mean, they just make them to fit perfectly in there, and they're brand new and everything works great. But as the car ages, you can't really tell, but some of the rubber and stuff begins to sag and whatnot, and then that's what you will get, you know. A lot of Mercedes sit like that, and this is a Mercedes suspension on the Chrysler 300. I don't know if you guys knew that, but that's why they ride so nicely. It's basically like you're driving like a Mercedes S500. That's how it feels. It's very nice suspension. But anyways, now the drivability of this car is very nice, just because I did the left. I inspected the right. There's really not a lot of stuff wrong with it, but I could imagine that the tie rods need to be replaced as well. But right now things are good. It's driving really well. There's no like rattles of any kind. Like it's just, you know, it's just driving good. Like there's like when you bolt joints go, like you'll have like some of those pops and stuff. Same thing will happen like for the tie rods, and my tie rods was shot on the left side. You could not tell from just visual looking at it, but it was. Once I actually removed it, even though like the rubber pieces was good, like nothing was busted on it, but it was just bad. But anyways, that's a little update for y'all. And now I just want to be able to see what do we have here. So coming up, I will have a 10% bonus from 9 to 11, then $6 bonus from 5 to 6 a.m. Wow, that's really out there. There's an event going on at 5:30 to 7, so it's already out. 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. I don't know if that's the next day. That could be the next day. By the way, guys, lastly, I want to say today is May the 25th, and I'll be working through the May the 26th, and I will be turning 43 years old, basically at night while I'm working. So it's gonna be my birthday, and I'm gonna be taking Sunday off. I'm gonna take my family out to Carowinds. We're just gonna go to the water park and just chill. But yeah, that'll let you guys know that, and go ahead and post this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.